Welcome back to Senior Health Stories, your trusted companion for living healthier and happier in your golden years. We're here to share expert tips, practical advice, and inspiring stories to help seniors thrive, no matter their age.
This morning, you woke up and tried to sit up in bed, but your legs didn't feel quite like they used to. You stood up, feeling just a bit unsteady, your calves heavy, like they hadn't fully woken up yet. Step by step, you made your way to the bathroom, leaning on the sink for a little extra support. No injury, no accident. And yet, something feels different. A year ago, walking felt easier, lighter. And maybe now you're quietly asking yourself, what's going on with me? You eat well. You've even made it a point to include more fruit every day to stay on top of your health. You still take your morning walks, still handle things around the house, but somehow your legs feel weaker. Climbing stairs feels harder. And when you stand for more than a few minutes, your calves start to ache. Is it just age? The answer is not necessarily. And I really hope you'll hear me out. There's something that many people over 60 believe without question, that fruit is always healthy. But the truth is, that's not always the case. Especially not for a body that's going through changes. Your blood circulation isn't what it used to be. Your joints may creak a little when you stand or shift positions. And some fruits, yes, even the ones we think are safe, natural, and good for nutrition, might actually be making it harder for your legs to stay strong, your joints to stay flexible, and your balance to stay sharp. They could be quietly weakening your muscles, triggering inflammation, and slowly affecting your ability to move. Until one day, you realize something's really changed. I'm not sharing this to scare you. I'm sharing it because too many people have experienced these exact same symptoms. They thought it was just the weather, or arthritis, or simply aging. But the truth is, some fruits, when eaten too often, can spike your blood sugar fast, increase joint inflammation, and make it harder for your body to maintain muscle. And if you're over 60, keeping muscle strength is critical. It means protecting your ability to walk, to climb stairs, and to avoid those dangerous falls that could lead to a heart attack or even a stroke. I get it. This might not be easy to hear. For years, we've been told fruit is the picture of health. But what if that belief is quietly working against us? That's why I made this video. Not to blame, and definitely not to criticize, but to share. Because if you've ever felt your legs weaken, if you've had to sit down slower than usual, if your ankles feel puffy or your calves ache for no clear reason, then you might be making the same mistake millions of seniors are making, eating the wrong kind of fruit for your age. And in just a few minutes, I'll walk you through 7 common fruits that seem healthy but could actually be chipping away at your leg strength. I'll also give you safer, easy-to-find alternatives that support your joints, muscles, and overall senior health. But before we dive in, if any of this sounds familiar, if your legs have felt weaker lately, leave a 1 in the comments so I know you're not alone. And if this video feels important to you, stay with me until the end. What you learned today could change the way you move, one step at a time.
You've probably heard it hundreds of times. Eat fruit every day. It's great for you. And for younger folks with strong digestion and fast metabolism, that's absolutely true. But once you're past 60, things start to change. Your body doesn't process food the same way. Blood circulation slows down. Muscles begin to shrink if they're not properly supported. And the very fruits that seem healthy may actually be pulling you toward weakness, inflammation, and imbalance, the kind you've been feeling more and more each day. We need to be honest with ourselves about something. Not all fruit is good for older adults. Some of them are loaded with natural sugar, known as fructose. And when you eat them, it's your liver that has to deal with all that fructose. If you eat too much, the liver starts turning that sugar into fat. That leads to more visceral fat, especially around the liver, which quietly contributes to something called insulin resistance. When you become insulin resistant, your body can't use insulin properly. That means sugar stays in your bloodstream instead of going into your cells. And when your blood sugar stays high for too long, it begins to damage the tiny blood vessels, especially in your legs. That's when your legs start to feel heavy, your calves ache, or even a short walk leaves you feeling wiped out. But it doesn't stop there. Insulin resistance also slows down the process your body uses to build and repair muscle, something called protein synthesis. In simple terms, the wrong fruits can raise your blood sugar and gradually rob your legs of the muscle strength you need. You could be eating enough, feeling full, but still losing muscle day by day. That's why so many older adults feel their legs getting weaker without ever knowing why. Another issue comes from natural fruit acids like citric acid in oranges or malic acid in green apples. When you're younger, these acids aren't usually a problem. But as we age, the lining of our gut and joints becomes more sensitive. These acids can quietly trigger low-grade inflammation, especially in the knees, ankles, and feet. If you've ever felt a sharp little pain when standing up, or noticed that your joints feel stiff in the morning, that may be your body reacting to ongoing inflammation, possibly tied to what you've been eating every day, including the fruit you thought was helping. And here's the thing. Long-term inflammation is the enemy of your muscles. It increases your body's stress hormone, cortisol, and that hormone actually blocks your ability to build or maintain muscle. So now you've got a double problem: more fat, less muscle. You start to feel calf pain at night, leg cramps while you sleep, maybe even tingling or numbness when sitting too long. It all builds slowly, quietly, and one day, walking just doesn't feel the same. Plus, your circulation naturally slows with age. That means less blood flow to your leg muscles. And when you eat fruits that spike blood sugar, that already slow circulation gets even worse. Muscles don't get enough oxygen, they tire faster, and suddenly walking across the room feels like a chore. So you think, I guess I'm just getting old. But maybe, just maybe, part of that feeling is coming from the very foods you believed were keeping you healthy. If you're starting to question some of the truths you followed for years, that's actually a powerful thing. Because here's the truth. Fruit isn't bad, but not all fruits are right for everyone. And especially not when every step you take now matters more than ever.
Green apples often get praised as the healthier option because they're less sweet than red apples. But for older adults, this seemingly simple fruit brings its own concern: malic acid. That's the natural acid that gives green apples their tart flavor. As we age, our stomach lining becomes more delicate, and malic acid can irritate it, leading to bloating, indigestion, or stomach discomfort after meals. But it's not just your digestion. Over time, that acid can also affect the tissues around your joints. Some people who eat green apples in the evening report feeling tightness in their knees, warmth around their ankles, or even unexplained leg cramps during the night. This isn't an allergy, it's slow tissue irritation that builds up. If you've dealt with joint pain in the morning or stiffness in your legs, cutting out green apples could be a small but powerful change to support your senior health. Mango is a favorite for many, especially when it's soft, sweet, and bursting with flavor. But that sweetness is a sign of something else: high natural sugar. And if you're over 60, that's something to take seriously. Mango can cause your blood sugar to rise rapidly, forcing your body to release a surge of insulin to bring it down. These quick shifts can leave you feeling drained after lunch, especially in your lower legs, where tiny blood vessels are sensitive to circulation changes. Many people don't connect the dots. That heavy feeling in your legs, the dull ache behind your knee, or the slight tremble when you stand up after a nap, all of that might be traced back to a plate of mango you thought was harmless. If your goal is to keep your energy steady and reduce leg pain, mango might be a fruit you'll want to rethink starting today.
When most people think of pineapple, they picture a tropical fruit full of enzymes that help with digestion. And yes, for some folks, especially the younger crowd, it can be beneficial. But once you're over 60, things get more complicated. Pineapple contains something called bromelain, an enzyme known for its anti-inflammatory effects. But here's the catch. If you're on blood thinners, or if your body is sensitive to acidic foods, bromelain can actually become a problem. It may increase your risk of internal bleeding or make already sensitive tissues, like your aging joints, even more inflamed. And it doesn't stop there. Pineapple is also high in natural acids and sugar. You might not feel anything right away after eating it, but a few hours later you could notice your legs feel a bit tired, your ankles stiffen up, or standing feels heavier than usual. These subtle aches are easy to overlook, but if pineapple becomes a daily habit, it can slowly trigger low-grade inflammation that builds up over time. And for older adults, that can mean slower circulation, more pressure around the knees and ankles, and less muscle strength where you need it most, right in your legs, the very foundation of your mobility.
A lot of seniors eat bananas every day, thinking it gives them a boost of energy and helps prevent leg cramps because of the potassium. And yes, potassium is important, but what most people don't realize is that bananas also contain a high amount of simple carbs, the kind of sugar your body absorbs almost instantly. For younger people, that's not a big deal, but after 60, eating bananas too often can spike your blood sugar quickly, leading to water retention. That excess water puts pressure on your joints and soft tissues, especially around your knees and ankles. And if you have a history of heart problems, that swelling can become even more serious. Swollen ankles in the afternoon, a dull ache in your calves, that heavy feeling when you try to stand, these might be signs your body isn't handling bananas the way it used to. Some people believe bananas help fight fatigue, but if you eat them at the wrong time or too frequently, they can raise insulin levels and make it harder for your body to hold on to muscle. And once your muscles start to weaken, so does your freedom to move, one step at a time.
Grapes are a favorite for many. Sweet, easy to eat, and perfect for snacking. But if you're over 60 and reaching for grapes every afternoon, your liver might be quietly struggling. Grapes are high in fructose, a natural sugar that the liver has to process almost entirely on its own. And when your intake of fructose exceeds what your liver can handle, it starts producing uric acid. Too much uric acid can lead to more than just gout. It can put pressure on the small joints in your feet, toes, and heels. If you've ever stepped out of bed and felt a sudden pain in your big toe, or noticed a dull ache in your heel at the end of the day, that seemingly harmless snack might be the reason. The low-level inflammation caused by excess uric acid makes joints less flexible, so standing up or turning your body becomes more uncomfortable. For older adults, that's more than just an annoyance, it's a real risk. Because when your joints feel tight or sore, your balance suffers. And that makes falls, and potentially a serious stroke or injury, far more likely. Watermelon feels refreshing, sweet, and easy to enjoy, especially during the summer. But if your body has become more sensitive to blood sugar changes, this fruit could be a hidden trap. Watermelon has a very high glycemic index, about the same as candy. That means just a few slices can spike your blood sugar quickly, and when your blood sugar jumps that fast, your body reacts by releasing a flood of insulin to move glucose into your cells. The trouble is, most older adults don't respond to insulin the way they used to. Your body's insulin response can become irregular. This may leave you feeling tired, dizzy after eating, or even aching in your calves because your muscles aren't getting steady energy. Watermelon also has almost no fiber, so even if you eat a lot, the feeling of fullness doesn't last. That can lead to a blood sugar crash soon after, and suddenly your legs feel cold, shaky, or weak after even light activity. It happens again and again, and over time, your legs weaken without any injury at all.
Oranges are a breakfast staple in American households.
Most people believe they're packed with vitamin C, great for your immune system and help keep you healthy. And while vitamin C has benefits, the citric acid naturally found in oranges can be a hidden problem, especially for people dealing with joint pain or chronic inflammation. Citric acid doesn't just affect your stomach, it can also make the tissues around your joints more sensitive to inflammation. For seniors with arthritis, daily orange juice might actually make things worse. You may notice more stiffness, aching knees, or tight ankles over time. If you've ever had orange juice in the morning and found it harder to stand up after sitting, this habit might be part of the problem. When joints are already weakened, even a little extra acid can make each step feel heavier.
George is 74. He lives with his wife in a quiet little town in Oregon. Every morning, he follows the same routine. After waking up, he slices a banana, adds a few red grapes, some chunks of fresh pineapple, and sprinkles them over a bowl of oatmeal. He's always believed it was the perfect breakfast. Light, full of vitamins, and good for the heart, just like he'd read for years. George doesn't smoke, doesn't drink, and still waters the garden and takes walks around the yard. But slowly, something began to change. At first, it was just a little soreness after going up the stairs. He thought maybe it was the shoes. A few weeks later, his calves started to tingle every afternoon. He had to grip the stair railing to get up to the second floor. Some days, even a short walk around the garden left his legs feeling drained. At night, leg cramps became more frequent, especially in his right calf. He grew concerned, but doctors couldn't find anything serious. His blood work looked acceptable, they said. Still, George could feel it. Something was off. His legs were getting weaker. One day, his niece, a nutrition student, asked him in detail about what he ate. When she heard about his breakfast with bananas, grapes, and pineapple, she gently suggested making a change. Over the next 2 months, George swapped out his morning fruit mix for blueberries and blackberries, added a few slices of pear, and half a small avocado. He also cut back on high sugar and high acid fruits. The results didn't happen overnight, but by week 6, his wife noticed something. George stood up from his chair without having to push himself or grab the armrest. One afternoon, he climbed the porch steps without using his wooden cane. When I called to check in, he just chuckled and said, "I never thought a little fruit bowl in the morning could make such a big difference in my legs." But it did. Because the truth is, what we think are small choices, the little things we eat every day, can quietly shape whether we stand strong or slowly start to lose our footing. If you're watching this and thinking, "That sounds like me," then the first thing I want to say is this: you are not alone. So many people over 60 are going through the same changes. They just don't realize what's causing them or where to begin making it better. Every day, I read hundreds of comments on our health videos. One person wrote, "I don't understand why my legs get so tired. Just a short trip to the grocery store and I have to stop 3 times." Another shared, "I thought eating more fruit was healthy until I started feeling tingling in my legs every night." These aren't rare stories. They're real voices from people living with the same frustration, the same quiet fear, every time they step out of bed or hesitate at the bottom of a staircase. And the pain isn't just physical. It cuts deeper, into your confidence, your sense of freedom. You begin to fear going outside. You fear losing your balance, falling, becoming a burden to the people you love. That loss of control over your own movement can push you into avoidance, staying home more, withdrawing, feeling left behind. But that should not be your fate, and it doesn't have to be something you just accept as a normal part of aging. Here's the good news. You can start again.
You don't have to change everything overnight. All it takes is the courage to look at your daily habits and ask, is this food helping my legs grow stronger or slowly wearing them down? Once you begin asking that question, your body will respond. Stability when stepping down from the porch, strength when rising from a chair without needing your arms. These quiet victories are the most honest signs that you're on the right path. And I want to make you a promise. Even though recovery won't happen in one day, you will never walk this road alone. We're in this together, one step at a time.
Once you're ready to let go of the fruits that may be quietly weakening your legs, the next question is just as important. What should you eat instead? Choosing the right fruits won't just help reduce aches and pains, it can actually support healthy joints, better blood circulation, and muscle strength that lasts throughout the day. This isn't about a strict diet, it's about learning to eat wisely, in a way that fits your age, your needs, and your senior health goals. If you're looking for something simple and effective to start with, go for berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. These tiny fruits are packed with antioxidants, especially flavonoids, which help reduce inflammation, support circulation, and soothe irritated joint tissue. And because they have a low glycemic index, they won't spike your blood sugar, making them ideal for protecting muscle health and keeping your energy steady after meals. Next, don't overlook cherries. They're often forgotten, but they can be incredibly helpful if you're dealing with joint pain, especially in the knees or feet. Cherries may help lower uric acid in the blood, which can ease discomfort linked to gout. One thing to keep in mind, moderation is key. For older adults, 6 to 10 cherries at a time is just enough to see benefits without causing a blood sugar swing. Too many, and you might undo the good. One of the most valuable fruits you can add is avocado. While it's not sweet, it offers something even better: healthy fats that cushion your joints and protect the tissues around your knees from wear and tear. The monounsaturated fats in avocado also help regulate insulin and keep blood sugar steady, both of which are essential for feeding and maintaining strong muscle. Just half an avocado a day can help your body push back against joint degeneration without needing medication. If you're looking for something light, soothing, and easy to digest, papaya is a wonderful choice. This tropical fruit is rich in natural digestive enzymes that reduce inflammation, support your stomach, and are gentle on an aging gut. It's perfect for anyone who often feels bloated or tired after meals. And unlike mango or pineapple, papaya is lower in sugar and works well with many dishes. Lastly, pears are a great everyday fruit to include. Naturally sweet, but not overwhelming, they're full of fiber and very friendly to your digestive system. But the real magic happens when you pair a small pear with a spoonful of unsweetened peanut butter. You get a balanced mini meal that helps sustain energy and ease post-activity muscle fatigue. If you're not sure where to begin, here are 3 simple ideas many people have tried and felt real results. In the morning, mix a handful of berries with plain Greek yogurt. This gives you protein, anti-inflammatory support, and lasting fullness. At lunch, have a small pear with a spoon of peanut butter. It's enough to keep you energized without triggering swelling or blood sugar spikes. And in the afternoon, enjoy a few bites of papaya with some chia seeds and a dab of avocado. A light, healing snack that helps your joints and muscles recover. There's nothing complicated about it. Just small changes, the right fruits, at the right time, and you'll start to feel it. Your legs moving more freely, your balance returning, your step feeling steadier. That's the quiet power of smart nutrition, and it's one of the most loving things you can do for yourself.
You've spent the last few minutes listening to this message, and that tells me something very important. You care about your health,
and you're ready to take action. That's powerful, because the truth is, aging isn't the end of strength, flexibility, or confidence. Age is simply your body's gentle reminder that it needs a little more care, a little more wisdom, and a little more intention. If you've ever told yourself that sore knees, tired calves, or the fear of losing your balance on the stairs is just something you have to accept with age, I want to ask you to pause and reconsider. Because in so many cases, the cause isn't something huge. It can be something as small as the fruit you eat every morning. A few choices that no longer match your body's changing needs can lead to weakness, poor circulation, and more joint sensitivity than you realize. Together, we've looked at 7 fruits that, when eaten too often, might worsen joint pain, reduce muscle strength, and disturb your body's balance. But more importantly, we've also explored better options: gentle, healing fruits like berries, soft papaya, creamy avocado. These aren't just snacks, they're quiet allies, helping your body stay strong without medication or expensive treatments. I'm not here to tell you to give up everything you enjoy. I'm here to remind you, every small decision, every meal, every fruit you choose helps shape how steady you'll feel 5 years from now, even 10 years from now. Because if your goal is to keep walking without worrying about numbness, to climb stairs without holding on, or to stand in your kitchen without getting leg cramps, then the time to start is today. Real senior health doesn't come from complicated routines. It comes from staying consistent, from listening to your body and feeding it what keeps it strong. And most importantly, you don't have to do this alone. I'm right here with you, and so are thousands of others, all making small changes, together. If what I've shared here resonated with you, leave a 1 in the comments below. If you've ever struggled with weak legs, a lack of confidence when standing up, or mysterious aches that just don't go away, your story might be exactly what someone else out there needs to hear today. Tap subscribe if you want more honest, simple, and real guidance, created just for you. Because this part of life, this time when we choose to protect our strength and care for ourselves on our own terms, is one of the most powerful chapters yet. And if you know someone, a friend, a neighbor, a loved one, who's quietly wondering why their legs feel weaker lately, please share this video. That one small gesture could truly change a life. We all deserve to feel strong, to feel capable, to live freely at any age. And it all begins with understanding, eating right, and protecting the very foundation of independence, our legs. So take that first step, and know this: I'll be walking right beside you.